Previously on A New Winter, and I couldn't believe who it was. He smiled, painfully, awkwardly. It was the German. This is episode 14 of A New Winter. I couldn't believe it. After everything I'd been through, he was hiding in a bush like a child, throwing stones at me. I was speechless, and I could see he feared my reaction. And at that moment, I pitied him. He looked helpless, vulnerable, and my natural human inclination was to make sure he was okay. But I quickly turned once I remembered what he was. A rapist, a murderer. "Please, I know what you think," he said in a thick German accent. "You must help me. I will tell you things, all things, just please help." I nodded my head and he stood up. I saw he was in great pain, and on close inspection, he'd been beaten and bruised, and it looked recent. We quietly walked away from the milk factory, but we didn't utter a word. I was running through in my head what questions I would ask him, but when we were a safe enough distance, I took him to a public bench around the corner, which is where I used to sit at when I was smoking dope with my friends. It's isolated and basically no one goes past. I sat down. He gave out a mighty groan as he sat down next to me. "Look, where's Jackie?" That was the first thing I asked. "I don't know," he answered. "But you must listen to what I have to say first. It's very important." "Go on then," I said. "I am a horrible man. I'm sick. I know this. But there are ones that are sicker. And they'll make me a scapegoat. And they'll do the same to you." "What do you mean?" I asked. "This village. It's quiet. They know this. They hide here. But the Stockwells." "Was that you?" I asked. "No. Nobody knows who it was. And it's upsetting them. They do this to me. They think I've done things that I've not. They tell me I have a few hours to kill myself. I knew you were against them, so I followed you." I looked at him closely. He was distraught. Was this an act? What was actually happening? I had to ask him one thing. "Did you rape Kate Stockwell?" He took a sigh. "No, but I've said too much already. If I tell you more, they'll kill you too. Just know that you are in danger. They know of you now. Listen, I'm not saying I'm a good man. I'm not. They have control of me. I have nowhere to go. You see the evil. You know what it is. Please, do not trust anyone." "Well, look, I know someone at the police," I started. "No," he said. "No police." "Look," I began, and I brought out my phone. "No," he shouted louder, and the panic in his face scared me. "The police are with them too. You don't understand. They're everywhere." "Who are they?" I said, now getting even angrier myself. "Mr. Tooley, whoever this is." The German's pupils dilated, and in a split second, he just vomited onto the street. After a while, he spat out what was left, and he just mumbled, "I should go. I don't have long." "Look," I said, and I put a hand on his back. "Let me..." "No," he said. "I can see now that you're one of them. You know of Tooley. You have friends in the police. If that's true, then you're dangerous. Don't follow me. I'm going now, but you stay here." "Look," I said, "please don't..." But then he pulled out a gun, and he pointed it in my face. My arms shot up in the air. Fuck, I thought. He was manic. Tears running down his face. His hands were shaking, which is very scary when someone's holding a gun. "Look," I said, "calm down. Just tell me where Jackie is. That's all I want to know." He began laughing. "And And you think that she wants to be found? Wait, I said. I don't understand, what do you mean? He came back. Maybe you don't know anything. Don't follow me, or I'll kill you. And he got up, still putting the gun towards me. And he just walked off. Once he was out of sight, I put my arms down and sat on the bench. The darkness of the evening was now complete, and a sole streetlight shone down on me and the vomit that the German had kindly left behind. I sat for a minute, contemplating about Jackie, Kate, about Father Reynolds, about the German, about everyone. I just kept coming back to that thought of Mr. Tooley dancing, of that horrible basement, that dungeon that they kept me in, that maze of corridors. But then, out of the silence, I heard a gunshot. I stood up. The first thing I thought was that he'd killed someone, the German. But when I followed where the noise had come from, I could see his fat, bloated, bruised body just lying there, gun in his hand. And around him was a pool of blood, slowly seeping into the road and down the drain. That was it, I thought. The German's dead.
If you enjoy the show, please leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. For more info, including how you can support the show, please visit anewwinter.com. Thank you for listening to A New Winter.